When you're purchasing a property, your largest cost other than your purchase price will be land transfer tax. This is a tax that all homebuyers have to pay simply for the transfer of property from one owner to the next, and unfortunately, it's pretty hefty. When you purchase a property in Ontario, you are required to pay the provincial land transfer tax, and then when you purchase a property within the City of Toronto boundaries, you're required to pay the municipal land transfer tax in addition to the provincial land transfer tax. Now, there is a bit of good news for first-time homebuyers, which I will share a little bit later in this video, so it's not all doom and gloom. The easiest way to determine the exact amount you will owe is by using an online calculator where you will input your purchase price, where the property is located, and whether or not you are a first-time homebuyer. And for a quick overview of the cost breakdown, here on screen is a chart which shows the rates for the provincial land transfer tax, and another one that shows the rates for the municipal land transfer tax. So feel free to pause to read. Now, let's go through a few examples. For our first example, the scenario is that you are a first-time homebuyer and you are purchasing a property in the City of Toronto for $700,000. The provincial land transfer tax on this amount is $10,475, and the municipal land transfer tax on this amount is also $10,475. But because you are a first-time homebuyer, you will receive a $4,000 discount off of the provincial land transfer tax and a $4,475 discount off of the municipal land transfer tax, which means the total tax owing will be $12,475. It's also important to note that in order to qualify for these first-time homebuyer discounts, you must not have ever owned a property anywhere in the world. Okay, let's look at another example. In this scenario, you aren't a first-time homebuyer and you're buying a property in the City of Toronto for $1.5 million. For this purchase price, the provincial land transfer tax is $26,475, and the municipal land transfer tax is the same amount, so another $26,475. Therefore, the total tax owed is $52,950, and unfortunately, there is no discount because you are not a first-time homebuyer. Now, the last example I want to highlight is the same scenario as example number 2, except with one very important detail changed, and that is that the $1.5 million property that you're buying is located in Mississauga. Since Mississauga is outside of the City of Toronto boundaries, you will only have to pay the provincial land transfer tax. Therefore, the total tax owed for this property is $26,475. So that's definitely something to consider when you think about how important it is to you to live within the City of Toronto boundaries or not. I also want to share that land transfer tax is a lump sum that is due on closing, and unfortunately, it can't be wrapped into your mortgage. So whether this is your first time hearing about land transfer tax or you had previously heard about it but weren't entirely sure what it entailed, I hope that this video explained it to you in an easy to understand way and that you now feel more confident about the financials needed to complete your home purchase.